What were your numbers whenever you first signed up from a revenue perspective, like on a monthly average?
Before I signed up, about 30,000 a month. When I put your systems in play, and I immediately jumped up to 50,000. It took my business from where it was to putting it really over the top. Honestly, you guys do such a great job, and I can't commend you guys enough for what you guys done for my business and made me scale and made me grow.
Welcome back to AR Podcast. My name is Mike Crowson, the CEO and co-founder of AR Funnel. And today I have Brian here. Brian is an amazing coach. He served our country for many years. And so, dude, I want to say thank you so much for that as well. We're also competing at the same show 10 weeks from now at North Americans. Two guys doing masters, but different classes. So looking forward to sharing the stage with him there. And man, I really want to dive into your niche today because one, I respect the hell out of it, but two, the impact that you're making on that community, and I'm excited for people to learn more about it.
Absolutely. Honor for me to be on here with you. I've been using AR funnels. I love it. Love what you're doing. Love working alongside you. Honor for me to be on here.
I appreciate that, man. So let's just start here. So, what got you in the law enforcement to begin with?
So basically what happened was my path to law enforcement was my father was in law enforcement. He was a sergeant with Bridges and Tunnels Authority here in New York. So sort of followed his footsteps. I never wanted to be a cop. I sort of fell into it just by taking the tests. Honestly, I got called immediately right out of college. I was playing baseball in college. It fell on my, and I saw my father do it. Great career he had. And I just stepped right into it. And that's where I took off. So I did 23 years with the NYPD. In the last 13, I was the rank of lieutenant. So I had a very good career. I wouldn't change a thing, anything. I had a great career, great people I worked with, great places I worked, helped a lot of people, met a lot of great people along the way.
That's awesome. What part of New York?
So I worked specifically in Queens most of my career. Queens, New York, back and forth from Queens North to Queens South. The last 4 years, I worked in the training bureau under the leadership section. So basically what I did there was we have promotional classes. Anyone getting promoted to the rank of sergeant, lieutenant, and captain, I ran those classes.
Awesome. So you got into coaching before you into coaching.
Exactly what it was. So I had a little step into it, and it's a big step from going from an officer to a sergeant to a lieutenant to captain. So it's a transition going through it. So just giving them the insight and having the experience where I came from as a cop, sergeant, lieutenant, it was really fulfilling to give them and lead them in that direction. And exactly, so it's like the same thing I was doing on the NYPD into my coaching business.
That's awesome, man. And so walk me through this. So like what got you from obviously like this career driven to all of a sudden like I'm now in coaching?
So I started part-time. The way it really started was one of the precincts I worked in, we had a gym there. I ran the gym. So I used to be down there, cleaning the equipment, buying new equipment, just upgrading stuff. And people would see me eating my meals out of a Tupperware container and meal prepping and heating my food up and small little things here. Someone asked me for a meal plan. Someone asked me for a training program. I started helping people for free. I was helping all my friends and people that saw me doing what I was doing that I work with. And something clicked. I started getting referrals. I started getting family members and friends outside the department, and a light bulb went off. I was like, I have something here. So I started coaching just part-time while still working in the NYPD. But what really transitioned me at that time, I was obviously working with a wide range of people, anyone that wanted to gain muscle, lose weight. But what really transitioned me was seeing officers struggle in their career. Listen, when we go to the academy, it's a 6-8 month academy. We're all in great shape, right? We're working out every day. We're forced to work out. We have no choice. We have to pass a test at the end. So most officers are in great shape. Once people leave the academy, I saw the decline in people's physiques and health more importantly, just diminish just through the job and the stress. And, a lot of it just comes with the job, the endless hours, the sitting in a car all day, just a high stress, minimal sleep. And I saw the effect it took taking on people's bodies and their health. And I was like, I have something here that I have knowledge in through my trial and error, through meal prepping and training myself and figuring out what works on the job and how to create things like this. And just like I said, through my trial and error, I was like, I get a lot of people here. And that's how I transitioned into working with law enforcement officers, and it snowballed into where I am today. And I absolutely love what I do. I wouldn't change a thing. I love working with cops and law enforcement all over the country because I really can relate. I've been there. I've done every shift on the job, every overtime, working 7 days a week, the high stress, the calls, stuff like that. I've been there. I walk everyone's shoes that I work with. So I get what they're going through. I can relate. I've been there. I've done it.
In your mind, after developing and now carrying out top line, excuse me, line physiques for quite some time now, what do you find is like the number one issue that you see cops having that lead to the demise in their health?
Time, not having any time. A lot of people get caught up in working 12, 16-hour days, and then they come home, they have minimal sleep, then they have kids, family, other obligations, and that's where they put themselves last, because we're so used to taking care of everybody else at work, family,
Mhm.
kids. We really don't prioritize ourselves, and that's the problem that I see. And what is that? Not putting yourself first. What goes? Your health, your fitness, your energy, your sleep levels. Everything goes on the back burner and really hinders your progress. And it snowballs. Like once that starts to diminish, you really get caught up. And like you graduate the academy sooner than later. It's 10 years down the road, and you gain 60, 70 pounds. Your health are horrible. You're on medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, all this stuff, and you know we work all this whole career. We give service, 20, 25 years to enjoy retirement, right? To get out early and enjoy. And it's a sad stat. Like police officers only live 10 years after they retire. That's like the average number. And it's a sad stat because we retire young, at a younger age than most people do in life and in their careers. And we're only surviving that. The average is 10 years. And it's due to the job. It's due, we
Mm.
don't put ourselves as a priority. We don't invest in ourselves, in our health, in our fitness, and taking care of ourselves.
Who is your favorite type of person to work with?
Someone that thinks they can't do it. So a cop out there that's tried everything, that tried, meal prepping, that's tried every fad diet, every program that they see online, and they try it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they and follow along with it. And I know exactly why. It's a specific field of a job that we're not the 9 to 5 regular routine office
Mm.
guy that sits behind a desk and knows he starts work at 9 o'clock and he's out by 5 and he has the rest of the day that he can plan. We are so unpredictable with our schedules. We really need a plan and based around exactly our needs of the job, basically. What's going on, So basically, when I on a client, that's the first thing I go over. I go over exactly what their schedule is, what they can and cannot do. Listen, I get it. We can't work out hours in the gym. We just don't have time for that. So I
Right.
customize specific workouts that you're going to be able to do, meal plans that you'll be able to do. But my specific client is the guy that tried everything and it doesn't work because you're not trying the right thing. You're not trying
Mm.
that right plan that fits your lifestyle, your career, your job demands.
Do you ever get clients that come in and be like, it's a like, no, man, it's just like, it's my situation. It's me. Like, people don't understand. And then you turn around and go, yeah, I get it. You sound like every other person that comes to me.
Yeah, I get a lot of people that it won't work for them, and I have a whole thing in my phone of saved text messages from clients that I love reading and I love saving. I always go back to, and I always send it to them down the road. From like I can't do this. This is I've tried everything and it never worked for me. And then 90 days later, 100 days later, 6 months later, I send it to them and they're thanking me like it worked. Like I'm off my medication. I dropped to 50 pounds. I'm in clothes that I haven't fit in 10 years. Like it's gonna work. Like all I ask for is consistency. You give me consistency, I'm gonna get you to exactly where you want to be, and I'm gonna figure out everything else. I'm gonna put everything out there for you. Your training program, your meal plan, everything else that we could do that I can fit into that revolves around
Hmm.
your life to get the best results possible. And and that like I get a lot of people like they've tried this and tried that and it failed. It doesn't work or it's too strict and it doesn't meet the demands of their job because they're working with someone or following something that no one understands what they're going through.
Totally. How rewarding is it for you to work with your peers and people on the front line?
It's like the most rewarding thing because I know what they're going through. I get it, and I've seen it over and over again. Like it's so easy to put out last because we're so
Mm.
ingrained to help everybody else, right? So when we get rewarded and I can help someone else and actually like see them transition from where they were on day one to where they are 6 months, 12 months, and them like told their mindset totally changing and like I achieved something and I feel great. I'm running around my kids where I wasn't able to do that. In like I said, I'm able to take my shirt off at the pool, at the beach where I was so embarrassed. Like that is the most rewarding thing that like I can ever get. And knowing that like I said, we're in helping everybody else where it feels good to see them happy and them like doing something for themselves and achieving something and hitting milestones and the workouts and everything that they have accomplished. It's honestly like, and that's why I'll never change the field I'm in because it's so rewarding. Like just seeing the accomplishments and them getting the overall achievement that they were looking for.
What's the biggest thing that somebody has taught you that you've worked with?
Someone that taught me that I've worked with. So I honestly, I just got off a call with someone. I've been working with this guy John since September, and I'll never forget. He came to me. He was like a skinny guy, but he was carrying a lot of fat in his stomach area and his chest, and I just what he told me is just like to be as long as you can follow a plan, right, and just be there and be consistent. And this guy's schedule is like no other. He works 17-hour shifts, 2 days at a time, and he gets a day off 2 days at a time. So if he could do it, like anybody could do it. And he just taught me just to be consistent with life. Just be consistent, to make the most out of it. And I just got off the call with him prior, and every time I get off the phone with him, I get so like happy and so like I've accomplished because I know what it means to him what he's transitioned, and like I'll show you his before and afters there, night and day. He is so like he became it. He's been so consistent with it, and it really showed. Like if you, he told me, you really are consistent with something and you stick to a plan, anything can happen. He goes, well, I'll show you his physique on day one and his physique now. He can step on stage. He can step on stage right now. Like he's that ready and dialed in. Like it is truly, and it's the consistency. And I told him that day one, like just be consistent. And like he took that to like the next level. Like when I give him a cheat meal, he doesn't even want the cheat meal because he doesn't want to mess anything up. He's like, no, I can't do it. I want to be consistent. I want to, but it's that's the thing. Like you say it, but he actually did it, and the
Yeah.
results are there.
Random question, hot take. You ever received any messages from wives thanking you?
Yes, I have. So crazy story. So I was actually my daughter graduated fifth grade today. Okay. So after the graduation, we went. Her classmates, a few of them went to Dave and Buster's. I'm at Dave and Buster's. There's another school there that graduated. Guy taps me on the back, and it's a guy that I work with. He's also a cop in law enforcement. I worked with him prior. Great results. His wife was there. She actually told me face to face. She's like, I just want to thank you so much for helping my husband. You changed his life. He is so much happier. He's so much more enjoyable to be around, and he looked great. He still looked great. Like we stopped working together because his he had hurt at work, so he's been out of work for a while. But she's like, he's been so ingrained into you, instilled habits into him that translated to her. She's like, we both follow your meal plan still. We both follow your habits. It's great, love it. But thank you for changing his outlook on life and his mindset. He's so much happy. He's so much more enjoyable to be around. He's present for the kids, and that just happened to exactly today, face to face. It wasn't even a text message.
I've never asked somebody that, so that's wild.
Yeah, it just happened today. I just saw him today, face to face. Crazy that you me that, and it just happened.
That's funny. Well, dude, that's awesome. I know as somebody that's like, because we work with people and coaches and try to help their businesses scale and grow, and then we get to meet them in person. And I've had partners and I've had themselves come up and like, thank you for helping like do XYZ, or I've gotten to change my life, or like I was able to quit my job and do the things. I don't know about you, but it's really hard for me to take it, to accept it, because I'm like, but I didn't do it. I just gave you a tool and you went and did all the stuff. I also think that's I should compliments because I think high achievers struggle with accepting compliments because we feel like we could always do better, right? How many amount of the people that you work with would you consider to be? Let me frame it like this: most of the people you work with, would you deem them as hardworking, dedicated, or motivated inside the fitness portion of their life when they first start working with you?
Not really. A lot of people that I get are frustrated. So,
Mhm.
and I tell them this, and when I ask them and I get on the con with them to go over their game plan and to map things out for them, um, a lot of them say, yes, I need motivation. And honestly, I don't feel it's motivation. We're professionals, right? We're
Mhm.
police officers. We're some sort of law enforcement. We're there. We have motivation. We're there. I really feel it's the accountability part. They need
Mhm.
to be held accountable. I think that's like the forefront of my business where it changes a lot of people. A lot of people think it's motivation and feel like it's the accountability. I'm going to hold you accountable to make sure you're doing your daily thing every day to make sure you improve every single day, every single week, every single month. And I think that's what a lot of us don't realize that we're lacking is the accountability.
I think that's so true. I think a lot of times too, even when we work with people who used to be athletes, or you played college sport, or you played something in high school, and then you get into the real world, and then it's like now we're in the academy. And it's like your entire adulthood life to that moment, somebody was telling you where to be and how hard to work, how
Mm-hmm.
far to run. Stop when I tell you to stop. And then you
Yep.
get out into the real world, will no longer have daddy there to tell you what to do. Coach is no longer in
Yep.
the corner, and you're like, I'm free,
Yep.
but I
Yep.
now have money.
Yep.
And so
Exactly.
it's like you get the real world 15 put on in the first year because no one's saying, no, run again. So you're like, I'm just
Yep.
going to take a break. But the accountability really came from somebody telling you what to do. And then now no one's telling you what to do, and you have no self accountability because it was never your choice to do those things. It was an order.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
that's
That's
essentially feel
exactly
like is
what it is.
like, how do you get somebody to go from taking orders to then giving themselves like the same standard and discipline?
Because at one point they definitely had it, right? Exactly what you just said. We had it, right? Either most of us played sports growing up. We all went through an academy. We all went through some sort of an academy where we had to follow guidelines and procedure and rules, right? So we have it in us. It's just how much you want to put in. Like I'm going to lay everything out in front of you. I'm going to lay your whole game plan out from A to Z, right? I'm going to give you everything that you could be doing on a basis. You just have to execute.
Mhm.
You just have to, you have to have it in you to see those. I want this bad enough to get that result. And I know if I do this, it's going to happen, going to make it. And, listen, week to week, we do our check ins, right? You're going to send me photos. You're going to send me your weight. You're going to send me a check in form. Got off a phone call with him because I just changed his plan up and he want to go over a couple of things. And I'm going to take everything you're giving me, like the way you look, the way the scale looks, and the way that check in form looks. And I'm going to make those adjustments to keep making you get better and keep improving you. And most importantly, like a lot of people will say, I'm going to use numbers. I'm 250. I want to be 200 pounds. I'm like, don't have it's great to have a number on the scale, but let's go by look and feel. Let's go by look and feel because a lot of people have that number
Mhm.
and that look and feel. They're like, yeah, you were right. Like we hit 200 and I liked it better at 210. So I always tell everybody, look and feel is the scale could be totally deceptive. We're putting on muscle, we're pulling fat. Scale's a deceptive number, but I'm going to lay everything out there for you. It's take advantage of it and execute every single day, every single week, every single month, just to improve and get better and better.
What would you tell the guy that's like, yeah, 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 let me like get back in the gym and then I'm going to reach back out to you?
You know what? Now's never a right time, right? It's the right time was 10 years ago to start improving your health and your fitness. The second best time is now. Honestly, like you keep it off, it's never going to happen. You're never, if it's not a priority now, it's never going to be a priority for you. And I always tell everybody, listen, I get a lot of people say, I have this going on, I have that going on. I'm going to reach back in 3 months. In 3 months, you're going to have 10 other things going on. Like it's never get easier in our lives. Like we always have stuff going on, kids, family, lifestyle, jobs changing, schedules changing. It's never the right time. You have to want it bad enough
Mhm.
to say, this is my priority. I need this. If I don't do this, I'm just going to keep getting worse and worse and eventually keep declining and declining, getting, either that's more weight put on, more medication I'm going to have to take, my health declining. And, you have to realize that, and it has to sink in and want it and realize it's never a right time. It's never a right time. It's the rest 10 years ago. Like I said, the second right time is now.
I think it's very interesting. It's just that same mentality of it's like, well, yeah, I'll just start on Monday. All right, then it turns into New Year, right? I think it's also interesting that I've always said this is like you don't need a coach when life goes according to plan and when it's easy. You need a coach when life goes it's hard and it goes
Mhm.
wrong because that's where the accountability needs to come into play. You don't need me when life's peachy. You need me for when you're in the worst moment because that's when you're tested the most. It's like you've tried things before and then something happened. Life is, guess what? Life is going to continue to keep happening. I actually find that life actually happens more the older you get. So you're better off
It
to
does.
start now because I view it as like when life is happening is when you need to be coached through it because
Mhm.
you haven't been doing that well or we wouldn't be on this phone to begin with.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what. And it in our businesses, right? Like you're a very successful businessman running. The wins aren't what make us, right? It's when we lose and we fail. That's what we really figure out, like what we need to change. And
Yeah.
and failures are the I hate the good parts of the business because that's when you're figuring out what needs to change and how you're
Yeah.
going to improve and what you're going to get better at. Yeah, it's great winning all the time, but those failures are what really counts, and that goes to right that you're competing. It's the that really matter to us, and same thing in fitness, same thing in business. It all goes hand in hand.
There's a statement I like to use all the time. And I typically work with fitness coaches. So I say it like this. Usually, most coaches are in pretty solid shape, obviously. I say, man, if you'll treat your business like you do your fitness, you'll get 1% better every day. And I'm like, ironically, you should be telling your clients, hey, if you would treat your fitness like you do your business, you'd get 1% better every day.
Yep, it's true. It's and think about it, right. It's 100% true. That's really what it's like.
And I think the
Yep.
main reason is because we become really good at something, an expert in it. And it's like we see a lot of people have really great careers, make really great money. You've done all the things, got the promotion, got the six-figure job. And then you look in the mirror and it's like, do you look like a six-figure earner? Do you look like a high achiever? Do you look like success? Or do you look tired and worn out and you look like you need help, like subjectively? And it's like we do all this work to build all this respect, but don't give yourself any respect. And it's like, well, if you don't respect yourself, why would I respect you? My first
Yep.
impression is that you're out of shape and a slob, not that you're a high earner who manages 47 people and is crushing it in their life, because that's not the first thing I see.
Yep. And
And I
now
think a lot
imagine
of
that more.
men need that to where it's like, hey, gut check for a second. You want to be well respected, then it's like we have to look the part, not just talk the part.
Yep. Now imagine that in law enforcement, right?
Yeah,
You're
I'll
in
be honest,
uniform.
it's hard for me to I mean, I respect law enforcement through and through, but from man to man, it's hard for me to respect the cop that can't catch me.
Yes. When I always say this, and I said this when I was teaching classes. You have two cops that exit a car, right? You have that guy that looks like that military guy, prim uniform, fits perfectly, and you have that guy, the baggy uniform, wrinkled, out of shape. Who are you going to take serious? Who do you want to talk to? That guy that's out of shape, or the guy that looks the part? That's the guy that demands the respect. That's the guy that they're going to listen to, and just by appearance.
Yep,
When I learned very early in my career, appearance and the way you talk, your tone sets the whole tone of a job. The
I
way you
agree.
talk to people,
I
and
agree.
and and it's same thing with businessman. You're a CEO
Mhm.
of a company. Do you want to be that sloppy guy in a suit, or do you want to be that guy that everyone wants to look like?
I agree, man. Well, dude, I love everything you've had to say, man, and you can really see the passion behind what you do. It's very clear, and so again, like I just commend, I respect it so much, and I appreciate what you do and what you've done for our nation. And thank you. Just continue to help those that are keeping us safe. So I appreciate that,
Awesome.
man.
I appreciate
Make
it.
a quick transition over here to AR, right? So you've been with AR now for about how long?
3 months.
3 months. Take 90 days.
Yep.
Um, I find this interesting because like you were pretty successful coach before you essentially came to the platform. My question for you is like, what did you hate doing prior to signing up with AR that you wanted to get fixed? Like, what was your thing that's like, I got to get this figured out?
So my bottleneck before signing with AR was my systems. I was doing everything myself. So for a perfect example, onboarding. I got a client, he signed up into the program. I would have to send him an email for my app, send him my contract, send him every other form that I needed. And it was very time consuming on my end. What what the system and AR took care of all that. It is so seamless. It is such a nice thing to have like in your back pocket when I know a new client signing up, everything is taken care of. I don't have to worry about the app getting sent to them, the intake form, my contract. It it saved me so much time and not a headache, but less on my plate to do and worry about.
Sure.
Because I might have forgot. I might be out when a client signs up, and I got to remember to do it. And that
My
time,
favorite
I
example.
know. Yeah, like honestly, like I'm not always at my desk when a client signs up. I might be,
Right.
out to dinner or something or somewhere, and they're gonna get that laugh because they're waiting for me to send the app. They're waiting for me to send this. I know when that client signs up, AR is sending all my things that I need to get done to that client seamlessly within a second. They're getting everything. They're able to run, upload it right away. And it looks great because it looks professional. It looks like
Mm.
everything's done right. Everything you guys created for me as far as my forms, my check-in form, my contract that you guys put together for me, it looks so professional, top notch. It took my business from where it was to putting it really over the top.
I love that, man. So we want to get more organized, save us time. At the same time, also just a bonus of all that was being more professional as well. So that's really cool.
Absolutely.
Question: why don't you just do it yourself?
Honestly, I'm not the best tech savvy guy. And when I came aboard and I learned what office hours was with you guys, what you guys do with office hours, and I'm going to tell you a story about this. And Liz is my account manager, and she has been outstanding. Like she knows my business better probably than I know my business because she's done so much for me in my business. Like honestly, like she knows what to do before I even hop on. Um, I love that I have the access every single day that I can hop on two separate times of the day and I get any question I need answered or anything done on my platform that um so to take that out of me worrying about it, and I know like if something's not right or I need something implemented or I need something changed, I know it's going to be done in a matter of seconds. It ain't worth doing. It's not worth doing yourself. You're running a business. You have to do so many other things in your business. This is the last thing you need to worry about. If you're worried about doing this yourself, when you can hire someone like you guys and AR Funnel and have the support and not even the support, the quality thing that you guys implemented and do and the platform that you guys run, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no price that I would not pay to have that done.
I appreciate that, man. That means the world to me. We led this from the beginning, service first, funnel first, which is why we don't have contracts or term links. And it's like we want to make it to where one, I have to show up and do my job as a team, or you get to leave. And so for us, it's like when we came up with the office hours and did that, it became very game changing for those people that are not tech savvy. You can come on every day. You can come in and get a question asked live on Zoom. Like, tell me another company that you can do that in the software world. Like, you just can't. It makes it really awesome for us to be able to do that and make it tailored towards you. Um, it's been really helpful, along with obviously the live chat as well if you need that. But what was just? I'm just curious now. I know we had an established business before coming in. What were your numbers whenever you first signed up from a revenue perspective, like on a monthly average?
So I was doing before I signed up about 30,000 a month, pretty consistently. Now I only went full time back in October 2025. So I scaled every month up in there. I was pretty consistent the months prior at that 30,000 mark. When I put your systems in play and I got working with you guys, I immediately jumped up to 50,000, and I've been pretty consistent at 50,000. Had a little hiccup the last month because my Instagram went down uh, pretty much the whole month of May. So I've been back and forth with that. But I know once I'm back up and running and it's back to where it was. But I know that the peace of mind that I get having you guys, and I know like everything's fine, everything's good. But my onboarding, my weekly check-ins. We created a weekly check-in that my clients get every week. They get the form, they get a reminder. I even have a check-in form for my coaches for every client that they do. They get it, text to them. It's just you could create. What I love is you can create anything that you want within your platform to simplify your coaching,
Yep.
and it makes it just so much easier where you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to be concerned about anything. And the funny story was going back to office hours. I actually liked it so much I created in my business.
Yeah.
I
I remember.
started
I
doing
remember you
office.
telling me that.
Remember I told you this? I started doing office hours with my clients. So like I have group coaching calls. I have one tonight, later tonight, which it's regular group coaching call. But what I do is I open myself up for basically office hours with my clients. They can hop on half hour per day. I'm just on Zoom. Anyone can hop on. It's not a group coaching call where you have to stay on the whole time. You
Yep.
want to ask a
In and
quick
out.
question face to face and in and out because we don't have time for this. I get it. But I took what you guys were doing. I loved it so much that I actually implemented in my business. And honestly, my clients love it. They love the fact that I'm there. They love that. I have a guy that comes on pretty consistently. He doesn't even have a question. He's at
Mm-hmm.
work and he just wants to hang out and talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I,
it's funny.
we've
Like
had those.
it's funny. He hops on consistently. He's in his car by himself. He just wants to hang out and talk. Like he has no
Yep.
question. He
Nothing
just
else
hops
better to
on.
do.
And I'm like his little buddy for that
Yeah.
30 minutes. I occupy his. He occupies mine. But
Yeah. That's
it's a
awesome.
great thing, and I loved it so much. It was such a great idea that I take so much advantage of it because I feel like I'm always on. Not with problems, just to get better, just to
Sure.
make my coaching better and what I can improve on with the systems that you can create. And I think it's endless. I think you could do anything you want. It's whatever you need created. You guys are going to create for you whatever system, whatever check-in forms, whatever automations you guys want to do within your business. Like it's endless.
Well, dude, I got last question for you, and I appreciate again you sharing that because the fact that you can replicate implement your business just shows that's like it was impactful for you, and I know it is for a lot of the coaches too. But to take it and do it, that's
Yeah,
just another level. And so I have to give the team a good shout out for the work they've done there. But
absolutely. They are great.
um,
They are great.
the the last question I have for you is for the coach that's doing that $25,000 to $30,000 a month, and they're thinking about, man, should I do AR? Am I ready for it? This, that, whatever. Is this just do me doing GHL myself? Like, what would you tell them?
You know what? I had a business coach that I was working with prior, and this is when I was in that starting out phase, and I was making that jump from like 10,000 my first few weeks into that 20,000, 25,000 range. He's like, you have to decide now whether you're comfortable with this and you want to keep it like this. Once you jump up, you take a different role in the business,
Mm.
and it couldn't have been any more true. And he's like, you can't do everything. You're doing everything yourself now, right? In that 25, 30 range, you're coaching, you're doing your sales calls, you're doing all your platforms, your automation, onboarding everyone. If you really want to take your business and scale it to that 50, 70, 5,000, 100,000 a month, you are crazy not to have someone like AR Funnel and your team to be implemented in your business because like I said, you don't need to be doing this. This is so automated. It's worth every single penny that you're going to invest into this. So it's going to free up all your time where you need to be doing content, where you need to be doing, if you're still doing check-ins, if you're still running the business, not in your business, but on top of your business. And you really want to take that. So if you're a coach really wanting to go from that 25, 30 range to double, to triple that revenue, you don't. I wouldn't recommend doing it yourself. It's not worth it. Honestly, you guys are so superior. I mean, listen, anyone could learn anything, but you don't need to be learning this. Honestly, you guys do such a great job, and like I can't commend you guys enough for what you guys done for my business and made me scale and made me grow into the business I have today. Just of the free time that you guys gave me, just the peace of mind, and I know everything's getting done the right way. That if I need something implemented, I know tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'm gonna hop on and I'm gonna talk to Liz, and she's gonna take care of it right then and there. I know it. Like your team's outstanding. I know everything's gonna get done. They even text me like with updates. So like whenever I have a question, whenever I need something, I know it's taken care of. The peace of mind I know, and like I said prior to this was my problem. It was the systems.
Mhm.
I didn't even know high level was really. I had it once prior through another business company, but it didn't work. The system they were running, there was a lot of problems within it. So I had a bad taste of what Go High Level was. I'm like, I don't need it. It didn't work in my business. And then when I found you guys, it really opened my eyes to like what it does and what your business can do. Just having it, and it's a necessity to me. Honestly, like I wouldn't be where I am today without AR Funnel.
No, dude, I appreciate that, man. I think it's one of the things we try to separate ourselves, like you kind of mentioned there, is that a lot of businesses, like great business coaches, provide a JHL program. The difference is that their expertise is not in the funnel, it's in the coaching. And so for us, our expertise is in the funnel. We just have to be pretty good at coaching as well. But we're marketers first. And so what it
Yeah,
allows us to do is understand those the automations things on the back end first. And it's not a secondary product that we give you, it is the core product that we give you,
yeah,
which is why we're the best at it. Is just because it's the main thing that I do. Why would I not be better at it than you if it is the second thing that you do? And so
absolutely.
that's the becomes the main difference. And so those that can see that and appreciate that, like yourself, it's like, man, it's such a great client to work with when you go, hey, I either don't have the time to build this thing or I don't know how to build this thing. And if I do, it's going to be 6 months and it's going to be half of what probably somebody that is good at it can do. And that's where we fit. And it's like we fit so perfectly to that because you're like, hey, I know my lane, I know your lane. And by you doing your lane, my lane gets better. And it's like, that's a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It just like across the board, just tracking your numbers, having your dashboard up, having your calendar up, having your opportunities up. It's just so systematic, like necessary, especially like when you're looking to scale and a lot more leads are coming in and a lot more
Hmm.
clients are signing on and a lot more is going on in your business. Like honestly, like I'll show you, I have notebooks here, that log books. My systems used to be writing different logbooks, all my sales calls, all my notes, all my numbers. It was create what I was doing. I was creating so much more work necessary.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I laugh because like that's how it was like 6 months ago before I got you guys. Now it's like I do a click of a button and I have everything right in front of me. It's so like it's was like so old school to like what I have today. It's so like I said, it's a peace of mind. It's great knowing everything. Like you need your numbers, you pull it right up on your screen, your no shows, your cancellations, your book calls, what you have tomorrow, your whole calendar's here for you. You go everything in there. I have my setters on AR messaging everyone through AR. I don't even have them on my social media accounts anymore. I strictly have them through AR,
Hmm.
message everyone. It's just everything's in place for you. You don't need to venture out. You don't need to go anywhere else. It's all here for you. It's a one-stop shop. You don't need anything else. It's a necessary tool, honestly. And if you're looking to be a coach that really wants to scale and take your business to that next level, and really focus on being the CEO of your business, not in your business. And I'm talking about like doing every aspect because once you get to that 50, you can't. It's not enough today. Like
Yep.
it's not. You can't. This is a necessity. This is such a necessity where if you don't have it, I feel like you won't scale.
I would have to agree. You got to have
Right?
systems in place. Well, dude, man, thank you so much, man. It's such a pleasure to get to know you on a deeper level, the people that you serve. And I got a lot of homework to go tell the team that you had good news to say about them. But, dude, man, thank you so much, man. Hope to see you in Dallas soon. And yeah, man,
Absolutely.
thanks again.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Absolute pleasure. Great talking to you. And I look forward to doing another one too.